It's the trial of the century where Matt Murdock will be forced to go head-to-head with his possessed best friend, Foggy Nelson. Will the man without fear be able to vanquish the devil of pride and save St. Nick's orphanage from closing? Well, let's hop into the pages of Daredevil issue number 18 and find out together, shall we? So then, this brand new issue wastes absolutely no time getting started, because as soon as we dig in, the trial is already underway. Matt admits that it's been way too long since he's actually been in the courtroom. He used to know all the sights, sounds, and aromas off by heart. Well, I mean, I guess he never really knew the sights, but that's neither here nor there, is it? Even the judge proceeding over this case admits that it's very odd that Foggy Nelson would want to have this kind of trial out in the open. But of course, this isn't really Foggy Nelson. This is the Devil of Pride, one of 7 deadly sins that escaped hell when Matt Murdock came back to life, and now they're seeking to ruin him. No more than Pride, who wants to ruin him very publicly, and at his own legal game, no less. And you know what the hardest part is? Matt is forced to admit that he always felt in his heart of hearts that Foggy was the better lawyer, and now that he is literally being satanically supercharged, poor Matt finds himself walking into every legal trap like he was a first-year law student. Oh, well, thank you so much for being here with us today, Father Matt. Oh, well, technically I'm not a priest anymore. Ooh, how about that? Oh, but you're still on the board of directors for St. Nick's, right? You and Father Javi. Hey, did you know he was a war criminal back in his home country? You left him in charge of children? I mean, I guess I never did ask Father Javi much about his own life. It seemed like a sore subject. He said that the horrors he saw in war brought him closer to the Lord, and well, I guess I just kind of took him at his word. Next question, how affiliated actually are you with the Catholic Church? Hamana. Seems like you're getting a lot of outsider donations from shadowy individuals who want to remain anonymous. Oh boy, that sure doesn't paint you in a good light, does it? My favorite thing about this too is how Foggy, while under the possession of pride, was sure to color coordinate his demonically possessed yellow eyes matches his tie. Needless to say, poor Matt ends up taking an absolute beating on the stand, and when the trial decides to go into intermission for a bit, Matt opts to change up his tactics a little bit. If he can't actually win this one in the courtroom, maybe he can win it out of the courtroom, and because of that, he actually manages to talk the possessed Foggy into meeting him somewhere more secluded. No, he's not going to try and work another exorcism. As we've seen before, Matt gave up the habit, and because of that, he can't actually use any of his Jesus Christ superpowers anymore. And yes, for the record, I know priests don't actually wear habits. The question then becomes, how the hell do you actually defeat a sin like pride? It's so much unlike the other 7 deadly sins, and the answer might surprise you. You see, Matt is able to defeat pride by cutting him off at the legs and simply just giving up in private where no one can actually see him. Admit defeat, officially meaning that there is no actual pride in this victory, which absolutely pisses off the demon to no end. God damn it! All my other brothers had it so easy. What is even pride to do? Fine, whatever, I'm going back to hell. It's not like wrath isn't going to kill you anyway. And yeah, really, that is how Daredevil manages to defeat the penultimate possessing devil, by just refusing to let him have a public victory. Foggy is free now and vows up and down to fix everything that he broke while possessed. Though this still sadly only solves one of the problems. Cole North has still been kidnapped by Jason, the poor child who was possessed by the spirit of wrath, and now he's probably going to kill him, unless Matt can track him down and soon. And thankfully, now that he no longer has to worry about the fate of St. Nick's, and now that he no longer has the trial of the century hanging over his head, he's actually able to pound the pavement and do some detective work. Eventually, Daredevil is able to track Cole to some sort of fancy high-rise office building, one that's been turned into a goddamn slaughterhouse by Wrath, who killed all the poor innocent workers. Thankfully, Cole is still alive, but just barely. Why this building, you might be wondering? Well, Wrath explains, as they once again lay into Daredevil on all sides. As little Jason explains, his mother used to actually work in this building as a cleaning lady. She was invisible to all the finance bros. That is, of course, until the day she was fired and sent to jail for, get this, stealing toilet paper. And with his mother a jailbird and his father dead, seemingly at the hands of Daredevil, it's understandable how Jason became an orphan. Daredevil tries to power through, reminding himself that the devil is the father of all all lies, while also maintaining that was actually Bullseye who killed Jason's father. Wait, did they explain that in another issue? Am I totally forgetting? I know this whole 7 Deadly Sins of Daredevil story has been going on for a while now, so there's probably a good chance I might have forgotten a piece of information, but I don't think I'd forget anything that big and transformative. Daredevil fights valiantly against Wrath, but much like every other time he's crossed swords with this guy, he ends up losing, though surprise, surprise, once more Wrath decides to not go in for the kill. Instead, the spirit of Wrath, now having something of a flair for the theatrical, decides that Daredevil will be made to make an impossible choice, the life of his best friend Foggy or the life of his most hated foe Bullseye. Well, I mean, maybe second most hated foe behind Kingpin, but it's debatable. What I find particularly funny about this impossible choice, that's actually probably pretty easy if you ask me, is that on the cover they seek to imply that Matt's impossible choice would have to be between Bullseye and Elektra. But, you know, he literally just got Foggy back just a couple hours ago, so he probably really doesn't want to lose him again as the comic ends. And so that was Daredevil issue number 18, everybody, and I gotta say, I enjoy this issue as it acts as kind of a throwback to an era in Daredevil that I guess has been gone longer than I thought. I'm of course talking about Daredevil as a legal procedural. He hasn't actually been in court for like 2 runs now. Even if in this situation Daredevil only actually won the case by seemingly throwing it, though the implication is that maybe if Matt does want to try and be a lawyer again, he might have to relearn stuff all over again, which could actually be pretty interesting in and of itself, especially as that brand new Daredevil show drops in about a week. And because this whole 7 Deadly Sins arc seems to be coming to an end, and because everything in modern media is synergy, I wouldn't be shocked if we see a more classical return to Matt Murdock in the courtroom. I really do have to wonder how Matt will defeat Pride, as they have set him up as being the most evil, most destructive, and toughest of the sins yet. Matt just can't lawyer his way out of this one. Nor can he do another exorcism, maybe if he can get Jason on his side by proving unequivocally that he didn't kill his father, that will redirect the wrath. Something to think about. Overall, I'd give this issue a 7.5 out of 10. Pretty solid, had some fun moments, glad that Matt and Foggy are friends again, and I think the stage is perfectly set for a big, impactful finale.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Jewel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Jewel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me and the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.